Time for our Spotlight program here on this Monday. Back in the studio for the first time in a couple of weeks. It's Nancy Morrissey. Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
Good morning, Steve.
I understand you've been a wee bit under the weather.
Oh my gosh, it's been a siege. I just finished the last of my third antibiotic yesterday.
Really?
I'm off the prednisone. I'm still on inhaler. I was in the office some last week, and I can't tell you the amount of people that I talked to, you know, Tim Hawthorne and Ken Ross and Rhonda Whitney, and so many that have had this gush house, that have had this in one form or another. Talked to Bob Phipps down in Florida, who was the past executive director, and he said it's all over down there too. I mean, it makes no difference whether it's warm weather or cold weather, but whew.
Yeah, I had it, I guess it was probably back in December, and it just grabs you, and a siege is right. It sieges your body. And
yes.
So anyway, well, I'm glad that you're feeling a bit better and able to come up today.
So if anyone is able to hear I hope it only a muffled cough. It's just there. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
It grabs a hold of you right about the chest and won't let go.
Well, the doctor said it was sinus infection and bronchitis all at the same time.
Well, again, I hope that you start feeling better. Let's talk about the chamber. I mentioned earlier that it's been a little bit since you've been in the studio, and I know that it's fast approaching and there's still time to make a reservation, but we want to kind of highlight over this week and next week as well the upcoming Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce Annual Awards Banquet, and this is an annual event back a little farther in the calendar than we've had in the past, and so that means there's still time for you to maybe make a nomination for one of the great awards.
Probably this is the last day.
Today's last day?
Yes. Last year, the annual awards banquet was actually the last Friday in April.
Oh,
so
wow.
So this is a little
it was,
earlier. But
I remember it was nice because I wore a dress.
Oh, Steve.
That's right.
Yes, you did. I think since I've been at the chamber, it's been in every month from January, February, March, and April. It's been when I first started there back in the early 90s, it was at the end of January, and there just wasn't enough time to do justice to it. Everybody before that is thinking Christmas, getting through Christmas and everything that the chamber does in November and December, and then everybody's just trying to all play catch up after the holidays and the New Year starting, that they decided, January is just way too early, and then was in February for a while. Well, then you start in March and you're working around Easter and spring break and all that type of thing. So April.
Yeah, in my mind, it seems like it's been in March a lot over the last.
It has been the last couple of years.
Yeah, so, you're right. But it has been. But it probably works well. A nice spring night in the latter part of April, mid-April. So
hopefully the weather will be nicer.
April 19th is the date of the annual Fairfield Area Chamber.
I do want to talk a little bit about the groundhog, because it's never been my favorite animal over the years. I mean, not that I've had anything against a groundhog, but the groundhog is not something that snaps to mind when people say favorite animal. Well, now if someone would ask me what my least favorite animal is, I think I would be leaning towards the groundhog. There's jokes all over the internet and Facebook pages about a picture of a groundhog saying, "I lied" and stuff. And I'm ready for warm weather, and I'm ready to shut that groundhog down.
Ready to open up the house, are you?
Yes, I am.
I joked on Friday that my neurology doctor for my neck injury, kind of like a groundhog as well, because when I went up on Friday, he said 6 more weeks of the collar, Steve. So.
Oh my.
So I don't like the groundhog or my neurologist. So.
Well, since I last saw you, you had a haircut, because I joked about.
No, I haven't had a haircut.
Turn.
No, I haven't. I just decided to try to comb it.
Well, maybe it's shorter in front, but maybe a longer in back.
No, I haven't touched it. It's tucked in under my collar.
Because I joked around about you letting it grow to hide your.
Oh, it's the same hair.
Well, back to the annual banquet. Yes, it's April 19th, and it's the Fairfield Chamber's 2013 Annual Awards Banquet presented by Midwest One Bank. Everyone is invited to be a part of the excitement and help celebrate the accomplishments of the local business community at the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce's biggest event of the year. The Chamber's annual awards banquet, presented by Midwest One Bank, happens the evening, like I said, April 19th at the Fairfield Arts and Convention Center. The evening, with a fun casino theme, will include a cocktail and hors d'oeuvres reception, a dinner, entertainment, and features the naming of business and community award winners, including the Libertyville Savings Bank Citizen of the Year Award, and all the while having fun. Now, I just said the word fun. Did everyone hear the word fun? It's going to be fun this year. The committee has been meeting, and where you have Jeffrey Hedquist as this year's MC, and Josie Hannes is working on the program. Lori Knox at the Chamber is knocking herself out, doing lots for the banquet also, and lots of fun ideas. Wonderful event recognizing all the businesses. I just want to name some of them. One is the Impact Award. That recognizes a longtime chamber member who has made outstanding contributions to the chamber and the community. We have the Progress Award, recognizing a special recognition of a business and a community improvement. We have the New Young Business Award, and that's being presented by Sunnybrook, recognizing those businesses who have entered their first year of existence and who have made market improvements to their space of operation or product delivery. Business Improvement Awards and Community Improvement Awards presented by Schaus Voorhees companies, and of course these are the businesses and community improvements that have been done during 2012 that have helped make Fairfield who we are. The Interactive Media Awards presented by Hawthorne Direct. It's a great website, blog, recognition, and last year that was KMCD and Classic 96.
I think someone wanted to recount on that, didn't they?
No, it's a wonderful website, and they were the recipients of that award last year. You were. Then we have the Green Business Improvement Award presented by Global ID Group, and that recognizes those businesses who consider the environment as a stakeholder in their operation and completed a project that positively affected and mitigated negative effects on the environment. We also have the Rising Star Award presented by Danaher Oil, a chamber member in its second or third year, which has made outstanding early contributions to the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. And then last for that evening, everybody holds their breath waiting to hear who the Citizen of the Year will be, and that is presented by Libertyville Savings Bank. So that is, and interspersed throughout all those awards is, of course, fun. If you went last year, it was fun, and like Steve alluded to a little earlier in this program, you just never know how he might show up. Even last year, it was a dress, so lots of fun skits going on, lots of wonderful awards, great food, hors d'oeuvres by Top of the Rock. The meal will be prepared by Hy-Vee. Come. It's a wonderful happening for Fairfield, and it's the largest fundraiser for the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce.
Again, it's Chamber Talk here on a Monday with Nancy Morrissey. And again, everything we talk about today can be found online at fairfieldiowa.com, the website. And also want to invite you to sign up for the Monday morning newsletter, The Week That Will Be, which is a highlight, sort of a calendar of the things that happen this week, next week, and maybe peek into the future. Nancy, real quickly, I noticed on this week's Week That Will Be, you have a link to the Fairfield RAGBRAI. And, of course, we'll direct people to the fairfieldragbrai.com website's up and going. They also have a Facebook page, but I know that this is a tremendous opportunity for all of Fairfield to be involved for a huge event with a great influx of visitors to come and just show what Fairfield's about and make it shine, right?
Absolutely. It's been 17 years. since RAGBRAI has been here. We were asked to host it a few years ago, but had to decline because our streetscape was going on downtown, and that would have been disastrous for everyone to have RAGBRAI come down for the city of Fairfield, but for the writers also. So we're happy to have it back. I'm sure everyone has already heard, like we said, RAGBRAI is coming to Fairfield on July 26th, which is a Friday night, which is the biggest night always for the RAGBRAI participants and those that ride along with them. It has been since 1997 since RAGBRAI has been to Fairfield, and a lot has changed in those 16 years, I guess it was, to help make it easier to promote this fun event. And one of them that we now have is a website dedicated to them, to this year's RAGBRAI visit. And what a fun theme. 2013 Circuit Day Fairfield. If you haven't seen their graphic, go to their website, which is www.fairfieldragbri.com. Not only will it answer questions for the riders, but it's also going to answer a lot of questions for Fairfield too. So we are hosting like 17 people at our house. I mean, where are we going to put them? Everyone knows we do not have a very large house. They are going to be in our backyard. They're going to be in our garage. They're going to be in our house. The hardest will be probably the shower. We have one shower tub combination, and I think that'll be a steady stream all day long.
Well, and that brings up a great point. There is a plethora of opportunities for people in Fairfield and Jefferson County throughout to be involved on a volunteer basis, and also housing. And I know the housing committee with RAGBRAI has put together a great core of people, and so we direct people, and what you're doing rightly so is directing people to that fairfieldragbri.com site, because it's, there's not a lot there right now, but there's avenues to get information, and as the days and weeks roll on and things get closer and closer, that will be the one spot. And you mentioned 17 years since it's been last traveled to Fairfield. Everything's so streamlined now. You know, I can't imagine what it would have been like 17 years ago to try to put this on without the internet and without computers.
Yes, we did not have a Fairfield Convention as Visitors Bureau back then. We had a great committee. I want to say it was Pat Doyle, Bev Nelson, and Joe Carr, I think, were the three that were the top three chairs for that. But like you said, we didn't have cell phones the way we do now, not even really much email going on, and definitely not websites and stuff. I think the chamber might have had a website, but boy, we were on the cusp of things for websites and technology, as everyone knows here in Fairfield. So that's all new now, and really, you know, it makes it simpler. It is. We have been receiving so many phone calls from people who want to come to town to vend. Who do they contact? Where do they stay? All these type of questions. And now, right now, we've been directing them to committee people. Well, now we'll be able to direct them to the website, and they'll be able to get their own answers also, which is wonderful for everyone.
And we'll be talking more about the RAGBRAI as the days and weeks roll on. It's going to be a huge, huge event. Let's get back to our calendar, our weekly calendar. New chamber member highlight this week?
New chamber member highlight is Fairfield True Value. Fairfield True Value is dedicated to providing you with great customer service. They have everything you need for your home, your garden. If you haven't been to True Value, Fairfield True Value, you need to stop out there. They have appliances, auto, truck, and RV supplies, building materials, electrical, hand and power tools, hardware, heating and cooling supplies, housewares and cleaning, kitchen and bath items, lawn and garden, lighting, outdoor living and patio furniture, outdoor power equipment, paint supplies, pet supplies, plumbing, storage, and organization. Boy, check out this brand new store located at 21 300 West Burlington, or call them at 641-209-9200. They are also on Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and even has a do-it-yourself blog and a mobile app. So there's lots of ways to get answers and find out what they have and get what you need at the Fairfield True Value.
Member-to-member highlight this week
is Tropical Tan. Well, spring really is here. Tropical Tan is offering 20% off regular priced lotion, or if you want to try tanning at Tropical Tan, your first tan is free. It's a great way to start your summer tan, and since spring is already here, summer is right around the corner, so it's time to get your tan on at Tropical Tan. To schedule your tanning appointment or for more information, call Tropical Tan at 472-1636. Now, they are on the southwest corner of Burlington Avenue and 2nd Street. I do want to touch briefly before I get into the week that will be, that the wonderful announcement, if someone has not heard, that Fairfield has been chosen as the 7th best small town in America to visit. Susan Spano was back here a couple months ago on a Saturday afternoon evening. We talked about this. We went to the Elvis show at the Fairfield Fairfield Arts and Convention Center, Sondheim Center. All day Sunday we toured in that horrible ice storm that we had. But she loved what she saw. She was thrilled what she experienced. She was fascinated by the sustainability, and we did fill her day. We got there before 8 o'clock because we were going to have breakfast at 8. The media was there before that. She stayed at the Mainstay Inn. We had breakfast for an hour, which was delightful because we had some key Fairfield official there and people that represented entities. And she had never done that. She had never met with everyone all at once to just kind of sit and visit and ask questions of us as a group. And then we did the tour and we were chosen. So we're on their website. Their website has the top 20 small towns, but in the magazine will be the top 10. So since we're the 7th, we will be in the Smithsonian Magazine April edition of their magazine. Wonderful.
And I remember when I sat down with Susan for a little bit, it was interesting that I was there to sort of talk to her about, and that she kind of turned the tables on everything.
She does, and that's what was so wonderful about that breakfast too, because lots of times when you're doing a tour, the person that is there for the tour asks individual questions, but it's a lot of just listening to what and seeing what that business represents. And this way she was able to just visit not only with those businesses and entities, but also more one-on-one with myself as a chamber representative, as Dave Neff, who is the committee or the community person, Ed Malloy, Ken Ross, lots of great people, Michael Halley. There were my husband. There were great representatives there. So I just wanted to touch on that because it's a huge, wonderful recognition for Fairfield.
And these are cities under 10,000. I know that Smithsonian
Yes.
Did an article a year or so ago, and those were cities up to 25,000 people. And she said there was a lot of towns that did make that cut.
Yes.
And so now they sort of narrowed that scope. And so,
Wonderful.
number 7. That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
That's amazing. Speaking of amazing, we're running out of time.
I know.
Let's get to the couple of highlights of this week's calendar.
Wednesday is open midnight at 8 p.m. at Café Paradiso. Thursday is the Chamber Execs Board meeting at 11:45 at the Chamber Boardroom. Thursday, Southeast Iowa Blood Center will have a blood drive at 3 o'clock at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds. Also on Thursday at the Icon Center, they are having City of Literature Iowa City program. It's free for Icon members, and for others, there's a $2 donation. The doors open at 7:30 for free refreshments, and the video will start at 8 p.m. That's Thursday night at Icon. Friday is the Fairfield Women's Club Easter Bazaar at 11 a.m. at the McElhinny House at 300 North Court Street. Fairfield Women's Club members are preparing for the annual Easter Bazaar with frozen chicken casseroles and handballs, baked goods, rolls, teas, and coffee. So go to the Fairfield Women's Club at the McElhinny House for their fundraiser for them. Friday, and lots of days, is the Cabaret performed by the Way Off Broadway at 7:30 Friday and Saturday night at the Sondheim Center for the Performing Arts. Showtimes will be Friday and Saturday, 7:30. Then the next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, April 4th, 5th, and 6th at 7:30 p.m. And there's a Sunday, April 7th matinee at 2 p.m. Cabaret has adult situations and adult language. Anyone under 15 should be accompanied by an adult. This is being performed by at the Sondheim Center, Iowa's only professional musical theater company, the Way Off Broadway Performers, Fairfield's residential company at the Sondheim Center. It represents Iowa's premiere of the 1998 Broadway revival of Cabaret, which won the Tony for Best Revival. So that's this Friday and Saturday night. Saturday, of course, is the Fairfield Farmers Market from 9 to 2 at the Senior Citizen Center. And then next Friday is the First Friday's Art Walk. They have a theme, Sing in Spring. It's a new theme. It's a tribute to the human voice. The 6th, April 6th, is a pasta fundraiser for the Gym and Pool Project. And then, like we said, April 19th, save that date, please. That is the Chamber's 2013 Annual Awards Banquet presented by Midwest One Bank. We are taking reservations now. We already have quite a bit. You can make reservations. There's a way to make a reservation for a whole table or a half a table. That most of the seats are not reserved, but for an additional cost, you are able to reserve a whole table or half a table, and then you don't have to worry about where you're going to sit when you get there.
And we'll real quickly say today's the day. If you want to nominate a business or someone for Citizen of the Year or one of the Fine Business Awards, for today's the day. You have to have that in by today, as that process will start to go into the committee. Well, they'll be making their selection. Nancy, we run out of time.
I know. It's wonderful to be back, Steve.
Nice having you back. Look
Thanks.
at markets are just around the corner here on KMCD.